Hey guys, it's Michael from Devoted to Vinyl, and in this video, I'm going to review the Clearaudio Concept Black to help you figure out if this is a turntable that's worth your money. So if you're somebody that's been enjoying a relatively inexpensive record player for a long time now, and you're finally ready to make the jump into the high-end waters of turntables, well, this just might be the video for you. I recently had the opportunity to get my hands on the Clearaudio Concept Black turntable, and so in this video, I'm going to share with you all of my thoughts about what I liked about the turntable and what I disliked about the turntable, and overall, I'll give you my final thoughts on whether or not this is a turntable that's worth your hard-earned money. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Now, in unboxing this turntable, I like the fact that it was packaged very well. The tone arm was not only taped down, but also shimmed, preventing any unwanted movement during shipping. The cartridge of course came with a stylus guard attached as well. The Clearaudio Concept Black, which costs about $1,800 if you purchase the version that comes with the Clearaudio Concept moving magnet cartridge, as well as the verified tone arm, only requires a handful of simple steps to set up properly. First, you need to connect the drive belt around the motor pulley, and then extend the belt all the way around the subplatter. After that, take out the very thick black platter and place it over the spindle. Now, you're going to want to make sure that the turntable is level. To do this, break out the supplied Clearaudio bubble level. If the bubble isn't resting inside the circle, you can fix this by adjusting the removable feet. Once the turntable is level, it's time to remove any tape and shims holding the tone arm in place. This tone arm comes preset out of the box, meaning you shouldn't have to adjust the tracking force or the anti-skate. But in case you do want to double check that, you can remove the stylus guard and take out the Clearaudio stylus gauge. The gauge has tracking force marks on it, and for this cartridge, the recommended tracking force is 2.2 grams. You'll know that the tracking force is set correctly when you rest the stylus onto the 2.2 mark and the gauge remains even. If that's not the case, you can increase or decrease the tracking force by rotating the black counterweight that sits on the back of the tone arm. You can also check that the cartridge is properly aligned. The Concept doesn't come with a cartridge alignment protractor, but you can use whichever one you have on hand. And you can even download and print them out for free online. After that, make sure to plug in your power supply cord. Next, take the RCA cables and ground wire and connect them to your phono preamplifier or integrated amplifier that has a phono stage.
Okay, so now that we have the Concept out of the box and it's all set up, it's finally time to figure out how the Concept operates and how it sounds. So now I'm going to give you 3 things that I liked about this turntable and 3 things I disliked, and following that up, I'll give you my final thoughts on what I think about the Clearaudio Concept Black. So number 1 on my list in terms of things that I really liked about this turntable is that the Clearaudio Concept Black helped to reduce a significant amount of surface noise when I played my records.
What I really was impressed by with the Concept Black is how it was able to take albums that had a decent amount of pops and ticks when playing them on a turntable like the Project Debut Carbon, and made them much more quiet. The Concept Black didn't fully eliminate surface noise, and it certainly won't be able to reduce significant surface noise caused by severely scratched records. But records that I previously would have written off as being too noisy, maybe due to long-time record wear, or lots of scuffs, or even a few light scratches, were now given a second lease on life with the Concept.
Alright, now number 2 on my list of things that I liked about the Clearaudio Concept Black is that the sound was really good. I was really impressed with the sound, which in some way is kind of surprising because the cartridge that comes pre-mounted on the Concept Black is the cheapest of all the moving magnet cartridges that Clearaudio sells. The Concept version 2 cartridge that comes pre-mounted on the Concept Black sells for about $250, whereas a cartridge like the Clearaudio Maestro sells for over $1,000.
But what I loved about playing music on the Concept Black was that it provided warm and very lush sound. The music was incredibly fun and engaging to listen to. Admittedly, the pre-installed moving magnet cartridge on the Concept Black didn't provide a ton of detail on the high end, compared to what you would get with, say, the Ortofon 2M Blue or 2M Bronze. But records on the Concept Black were more enjoyable for me to listen to overall, especially because there was no harshness in the high end. And I never had to worry about ear fatigue if I decided to turn the music up. It's worth mentioning too that the Concept Black comes with a speed dial on the front, and it also functions as the on and off button for the motor. This turntable actually rotates at 3 different speeds: 33 1/3, 45, and 78 RPM. Although you can have the turntable play at 45 revolutions per minute, the Concept does not come with a 45 adapter, which means if you wanted to play 7-inch records, you'd have to buy the adapter separately.
Alright, now number 3 on my list in terms of things that I really liked about this turntable is the smooth operation and the very quiet playback. Now, the Project Debut Carbon is a pretty good turntable for the money, but the fact is, when you turn that turntable on, you might hear a sound coming from the turntable while your music is playing. Well, that's a motor hum issue that some owners of the Debut Carbon have faced over the years. I know I did.
With the Clearaudio Concept Black, I don't have any motor sound issues. Sure, if you get very close to the turntable while the motor is on, you can certainly hear it. But it's far less audible than something like the Debut Carbon, and I never once had a problem with any motor sound from the turntable being picked up by the stylus and coming through the speakers. When picking up and moving the tone arm, its magnetic bearing makes it feel a bit more loose in the hand, while the Clearaudio's Satisfied tone arm, which can be found on more expensive versions of the Concept, is more solid in the hand. With that said, the Verify worked perfectly fine for me. The one knock on this tone arm, however, is that some people feel it suffers from footfalls. This means that if you were to walk or run by your turntable while it's playing, it might cause the record to skip and hurt the overall listening experience. Despite having wood floors in the room where I used the Concept Black, I didn't have any footfall issues when it came to playing records. That doesn't mean that this issue isn't real for certain people, it's just not something that was a problem for me.
Alright, so now that we've covered 3 things that I really like about the Clearaudio Concept Black, let's cover 3 things that I didn't really love. Alright, now let's start with number 1 on this list, which is the fact that this turntable costs about $1,800, and yet it does not come with a freaking dust cover. Now, to be absolutely fair, a lot of high-end turntables simply do not come with dust covers. But the fact is, there is a Clearaudio Concept dust cover on the market. It just costs $250. I can't even say it with a straight face. Get yourself a little plastic bag, throw a plastic bag on that mug, get some saran wrap and call it a day, man. That's ridiculous. Alright, now number 2 on my list of things that I dislike about the Concept Black is the Antiskate. Now, on more expensive versions of the Clearaudio Concept, the Antiskate setting would actually be a screw that's attached to the tone arm, and you could adjust it accordingly. But on this version of the Concept that I'm reviewing, the Antiskate setting is actually located on the bottom of the turntable. And that's just really awkward. Now, you have to remember that with the Clearaudio Concept, everything comes preset from the manufacturer, and that does include things like tracking force and anti-skate. But if you ever did need to change the anti-skate setting, you can imagine how cumbersome and really annoying it would be to have to fumble underneath the turntable to adjust the setting to your liking. Alright, and finally, let's get to number 3 on my dislikes list, which is the fact that the Concept Black does lack a good amount of bass. Now, I'm actually not somebody that needs a lot of bass for my music, but if you consider yourself to be a bass head, you're probably going to be a little bit disappointed with the bass output on the Concept Black.
So you're probably going to want to have a nice subwoofer in place, or a quality phono preamp that allows you to connect a bass-friendly power cord, like the Pangea Audio AC14.
Alright, so after breaking down 3 things that I really liked about this turntable, and 3 things that I was a little bit disappointed by, here are my final thoughts when it comes to the Clearaudio Concept Black. This is a really, really good turntable, guys. Now, it's definitely not perfect, and there's always going to be another turntable that's on the market that's going to be far better. But if you're looking for something that's minimalist and really elegant, I think that visually speaking, the Concept Black is really, really aesthetically pleasing. And if you're looking for a turntable that's going to provide you with a lot of warm sound, that's not going to be very sharp and harsh on the high end, then the Concept Black needs to be on your radar. And finally, if you're looking for a turntable that's a great piece of machinery, a high-end record player that is easy to set up and doesn't require any knowledge at all about installing a cartridge, you can do a lot worse than the Clearaudio Concept Black. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you found it to be helpful, a little bit insightful and fun to watch. And if you did, please hit that like button down below. I always appreciate it when you take the time out of your day to do that. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel Devoted to Vinyl if you want to be alerted whenever a new video drops. And also, if you need any more information when it comes to turntables or vinyl records, make sure you hop on over to my website, devotedtovinyl.com. And before we leave today, I want to leave you guys with a question. If you're looking for a new record player, what are 1 or 2 things that you care most about when it comes to buying a turntable? Make sure you share your thoughts down below in the comment section. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. And once again, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.